Ah, come in, come in. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Welcome to my shop. I'm so happy to see a new face this evening. How are you? Excellent. That's great. Well, it's a beautiful night out tonight, and I can assure you, you've stumbled into the right shop. What can I help you with? All right, just looking for a few items and knickknacks for a upcoming adventure. Where is your adventure taking you, if you don't mind I ask? Great Bay. All right. Well, it's a beautiful area. A bit on the downward trajectory recently. I've heard some troubling news from that area, but someone you look like you can take care of yourself. Someone like you might just be the perfect person to turn things around. So I think you will do just fine. What are you looking for in Great Bay? A mask. Well, there are certainly a lot of masks in Terminus, so hopefully you have good fortune on your travels. But my role in this adventure is to get you stocked up and sent out the right way with the perfect selection of items. And I think you will be very pleased with not only the selection I have here in my shop, but also the prices. Lowest in Clocktown, I can assure you. That's right, this shop is under new management. I know some of the previous prices under the old manager were a bit unfavorable to some of the citizens here in Clocktown, and we aim to turn around and improve the reputation of the shop. That's right. Well, I'm so happy to see you, and hopefully I have just what you need. So what are your item needs that we should start with? Yeah, just go ahead and tell me about the types of hostile creatures that you might be coming across, or what your favorite type of weapon or item to be used is. All right. So good with the sword. Perfect. Do you need a shield to go with that sword, perhaps? I have a very high quality Hylian shield. It actually looks like you do have one, so perfect. You don't need that right now, so we can skip on to the, I guess, more advanced items. Right. Okay, so you are looking for something to deal with quick moving enemies. Okay, I think I have items that would be perfect for that. Maybe a Deku nut. They have a nice stun effect when thrown. Okay, so you do have some Deku. Okay, alright. Okay, well, how about I show you a few new items that I have in stock? I think you'll be impressed. If you are a fan of the Deku Nut item, I think I have just the thing. Let me just look here in my storage. There we are. Well, these are fresh in, and I think these would be perfect. These are actually a new item called Deku Spikes. So the Deku Spikes, if you're familiar with the Deku Nut item and the Deku Seeds, which you use with a slingshot, the Deku Spike items are a lot more formidable and useful against a wide range of enemies. The Deku Spikes, unlike the Deku Nut, which, as you I'm sure know, stuns the enemy and then you go through and hack and slash with your sword, the Deku Spikes actually do direct damage. So you simply and carefully take one out of the pouch, throw it at the enemy, and you will see a splash of damage, and then you can finish off with the sword or any type of magical ability that you might have. So I do have sets of 4 that you can purchase. They are 10 rupees per set, and they usually only get 1 use per spike, but I promise these are extremely useful. And some of those troublesome enemies in Great Bay, especially if you venture towards the temple, which I've heard is quite cursed these days, these would be extremely useful for you. Right, and as you can see, a bit messy, so I would keep them in a pouch if you have an extra on your person. But yeah, you can go ahead and take a closer look if you'd like. So, what do you say? Would you care for a pouch of Deku Spikes this evening, or not at this moment? Alright, not a problem. I'm just going to set them to the side, and if you do change your mind, just let me know. And I think you'll be quite impressed with the formidable nature of the spikes and the use that you get out of them. So, what's that? Oh, you are actually here for a few specific items. Oh, forgive me. It's the salesman in me. I just can't help but try to sell and show people the new items that we have. So please, my apologies. What specific item are you looking for? A red potion. Oh, coming right up. Of course we have a red potion. I actually think I have one sitting there. We are. A beautiful red potion here. So, do you have a spare bottle that you would like the potion poured in, or will you be needing a bottle as well? You will need a bottle, not a problem. It does come in a very tightly corked bottle, so you can place this in your pouch or bag or just wear it there on your belt, and you don't have to worry about it spilling or anything like that. As you can hear, that glass is really thick, so even if you do drop the bottle from time to time on your adventures, I know things can get just a bit unpredictable at times. This glass is sure to not shatter. So I'm assuming you're familiar with how the red potions work, correct? Right, so these are going to help replenish your vital energy, and they unfortunately will not satiate the magical needs if you do happen to have any that would require a blue potion, and they are just a bit more pricey if you would like to replenish life energy as well as magical energy, or you can get a green potion for just the magical energy, and we have both on, or I guess in stock. So, is the red potion the only potion that you will be requiring this evening? Alright, well, that is not a problem. We have, like I said, filled to the brim and ready for, I think you should be able to get at least 2 uses out of this potion. Our potions are bar none, and they usually get a bit more use than our competitors' potions. Usually they come in a bit smaller vials, and one, sip is really all it takes for them to be emptied out. But our potions are extra large, come in a standard size bottle, as you can see. Of course, Hylian glass right here, created in Termina, and we do have those Hyrule corks that keep a nice tight seal, and like I said, won't lead to any spillage, which with expensive potions like this, you're going to want to make sure that you get to protect your investment and make sure that the positive uses of the potion are reserved for your lips and not the ground. Right. Well, if you'd like to just take a quick closer inspection, we want to make sure that all sales are final, and in order to do so, we need to make sure that a customer feels comfortable and confident with their purchase. So please take a look. So, Will this do for the potion needs that you have? Excellent. Well, our premium potions are 25 rupees, if that sounds fair to you. Alright, perfect. Well, I will just set it here on the side, and we will move on to what other items that you require. What other items are you looking for this evening that I'm sure to have here in the shop? Oh, you'd actually like to photograph some of the wild creatures and wildlife in the Great Bay Area. Well, that's perfect because just lucky enough for you, I have a Pictobox right here in stock. This is actually the last one in stock, so you, my friend, are very lucky. As you can see, this is a premium Termina Pictobox. I do want to inform you that it is just a bit used. As you can see, we do have some wear on the leather handle there, but every functionality of the Pictobox rather is extremely usable. So if you are unaware how these Termina region Pictoboxes work, you're actually going to hold the Pictobox like so. You're going to look downward through the looking port here, and then once you see the reflection of the image that you'd like to capture, you're going to use this little orange handle here, and you're just going to click and take your picture. So once again, we are going to aim, center, look through the looking port, and then click and capture your image. You'd like to see that again? No problem. So we are going to aim, center it. That way you don't have a lot of sway with your movement. Center it, look down through the port, click, and capture. These Pictoboxes are great. I know they have a lot of them in the, yes, that's right, the Southern Swamp tours that utilize them for their picture contest, but those are just usually remedial models that are used for rentals just on the swamp tours. These premium Pictoboxes are actually for personal use, hobbyists such as yourself or adventurers, and are a lot more durable and have, I think it's 3 times the internal storage of film. So if you do need to reload film, you are simply just going to undo the latch here on the back and then pop out, load your film, and close it back up. Now, I would try to avoid getting any moisture or water or things like that into the Pictobox. So with the Great Bay travels, if you're going to do any swimming or anything like that, I would try to maybe leave the Pictobox on shore until you get back, because it's not waterproof in the slightest bit. So just be aware of that. But other than that, it's a very well-built Pictobox, and I think would suit your needs extremely well. The picture quality is, I really think, hard to beat, especially in this area. So is this something that you were thinking of when you thought of the Pictobox needs? Is this something that you think would work? Sure, you can take a closer look. Yeah, right here. So, what do you think? The Pictobox is going to be a good fit? I thought so. Well, I do want to inform you that the Pictobox is one of our more expensive specialty items, so it is a slightly higher price point at 100 rupees. If that's something that sounds fair to you, I would love to get it set to the side and prepared to head out on your journey with you. Excellent, most excellent. I am so happy to hear that. I will set it here to the side and make sure that it is ready for your needs. Excellent. So, is there any other items that I can get for you this evening? Any other needs that you might have? Oh, I do have a fresh batch of Deku Sticks in stock. Have you any need for a refill on Deku Sticks? Of course, they're perfect for catching a blaze, warding off enemies, maybe having some bats flee from you in a dark cave. That's great. Lighting some torches to unlock a door or reveal a chest, you know, those sorts of adventure things. Right, no, I have plenty in stock. Ah, as do you. You have plenty in your inventory, not a problem. If you do ever have any need for any Deku Sticks, they are very common, so we usually have a plethora in stock, not a problem. We actually do have a fresh batch of fairies, bottled of course, so if you do have an empty bottle or in need for a fairy in bottle, which of course will slightly raise the price, we do have a plethora of them as well, although they are quite rare. We do have our astute ways of collecting them. If you are unfortunate enough to make or meet an untimely end, for lack of better terms, on your adventure, I assure you that a fairy would come in very, very handy if you catch on to my meaning there. No, not at this time. Well, I do pray that you don't regret that, but let's go ahead and get the payment for your items here. You do have, of course, the 100 rupee Pictobox and your 25 rupee red potion, bringing your grand total to 125 rupees. Do you have the appropriate payment? Excellent, right? A orange rupee. Well, let me make sure that I do have sufficient funds on hand to break a 200 rupee denomination rupee here. But I think that I do, but just give me a brief moment. I do have my rupee box here. It's just a nice little wood box, a few magical properties, but those are quite secretive. The wood is sourced from the Lost Woods, given its magical nature. It explains quite a bit, but it's perfect for shopkeepers like me because it does have a lot of compartments and drawers and things like that that you can keep rupees or other items in. So it's something that I've had for a long time, since I first opened up my very first shop back in, I think my first shop, it was in Castletown, Hyrule, if you've ever been. But let me go ahead and make sure that I do have the appropriate rupees for that change. Bear with me. I'm happy to inform you that I have plenty of rupees to give you appropriate change for that orange rupee, so if you would. Alright, so it looks like I owe you 75 rupees, so let's get a purple 50 rupee. We have a red 20 rupee, as well as a blue 5 rupee for 50, 70, and 75. Your orange rupee comes to me, and another successful transaction. I thank you so much. So you have your rupees in hand. There you are. You have your Pictobox. Please do enjoy and snap some wonderful photos here in Great Bay, as well as your red potion. Please try to savor every last drop and don't make the mistake of using it on the first small flesh wound that you suffer, and try to make sure that you really get the most out of both uses. And please stop by again if you require some more or would like a green magic potion or a blue all-encompassing potion. Right. Well, thank you so much for visiting the shop this evening. Please don't hesitate to stop back in if you just would like to fill me in on your adventure or refill on some other items. We do have a nice circulation of specialty items that come in from time to time. If you would care to just stop in and take a look at what we have in stock. Alright, well, do tell your friends about us here, and please take care. Excellent. Have a wonderful evening.